back in 2010, there was a small conspiracy theory, okay? So let me explain, okay? Back in 2010, there was a conspiracy theory a long time ago discussing that animals would be brought back from the dead, right? Now, this was before anything was like confirmed or anything. It was like a really small conspiracy theory, and it's just talking about, hey, what if people would bring back animals from the dead? Like, no, like literally. Ever since Jurassic Park, people have been speculating, what if that? What if this? And there were even a group of people at some point on YouTube who actually thought that, right? And then 2017 hit or something like that happened, and people were somewhat confirming that there were animals out there that scientists were trying to bring back from the dead. We did not know anything about this for almost 10 entire years until Mr. Beast decided to make a video titling $1 or whatever, how much dollars in the near future. But it was pretty much showing us what the future might look like, literally. And oh my god, I want to talk about, wait, what? They're making animals back from the dead? That is absolutely amazing, and I love this. I love this, okay? I love it in so many ways, and I support every single one of those scientists who's bringing back animals from the dead. Let me explain, okay? Let me explain why. We have to do this because some of these animals either we've never seen before, or our great grandchildren will never experience what a tiger might look like or behave. Just imagine that for a second. Imagine 100 years from now, and then you have to tell your great grandchildren, because we couldn't find out how we were making these animals come back from the dead. Like, imagine telling us, okay, imagine like literally telling them, oh yeah, yeah, we used to have a lot of animals. Now we just have a whole bunch of chickens because, yeah, we eat them. And maybe cows. But I don't know, even then they're going extinct. Like, imagine that. Or maybe like, oh yeah, we're probably getting dogs. Or, yeah, but even then, a few dog species just went extinct, like the golden retriever. So, I don't know. Like, just, no, I'm not kidding. Imagine that for a second. That would be so heartbreaking, not showing them how amazing some of these animals would be. And I think what's really cool is how much you want to bet in the near future we could probably create our own animals, which is absolutely awesome. Who knows? We could make our own pets. I'm going to make a giant spider to scare off people. Instead of tarantula-sized spiders, it would be house-sized spiders just walking up. What's up, bitches? But anyways, dude, I love the idea of animals just coming back from the dead because it's one of those things where I feel like everyone has to experience what a tiger looks like, or what a lion sounds like, or, you know what I'm saying? Because these animals have these unique behaviors, and when I find that they're going extinct, it's always heartbreaking because these animals deserve to live, and it's absolutely amazing. And here's the thing, okay? I am an animal lover, and I also love people, okay? Meaning, I don't have one preference or another. Right? For me, obviously animals are going to go a little bit lower than people, but even then, I absolutely love animals. Here's the thing. I do feel like some people here's the thing. I've got this a lot, right? Because I also come in a household where not everyone admires animals as much as me or even my sibling does. But even then, like most of the time I simply just, right? Simply just don't talk about these because, people just, in my household, just doesn't really get what animals, just, yeah. But anywho, yeah, I do support animals, and I absolutely love them. I don't know who wouldn't, but even then, right? Now, I get some people might go, well, yeah, but, would you support more animals or people? And I'm like, well, here's the thing. I get it, but, I'm going to support them equally because we have to experience these. These are one of those things where, you have to understand that it's I don't know how to describe it. You just have to see it and you just be like, oh my god, these are one of the most coolest things ever. Because the thing is about animals is that they all have unique behaviors. It's fascinating, right? And here's the thing. We're all humans, right? We all practically have the same exact behaviors. And practically, not necessarily, but we all have that same psychological behaviors, right? What we need, what we want, even animals, right? But even then, we have a little bit more because we're more civilized, right? But when you look at animals, when you really look at animals, you look at them and they all have these unique crazy looking behaviors out there. Did you know that lions, for example, the king lion, aka the male lion, actually eats first? Literally, and then after that, the rest just scavenges it out, right? And so the thing is, these animals have these amazing, cool looking behaviors, and you look at these, and you look at these animals that are literally going extinct, if not went extinct by now. You look at these, and you're like, we have to bring these back. These animals are so adorable. I mean, at some point, who doesn't want a mammoth walking by? I know probably not a T-Rex. I don't think anybody's going to be like, yo, you want a T-Rex? You know what I'm saying? But like, imagine like not a T-Rex, a mammoth just walks by. How cool would that be? Looking at these, and you look at these, and you're just like really up high, and you're like, oh my God, these things look awesome, right? And like, who knows? They could have the same behaviors. Maybe they could tweak a little bit so they don't eat us or something. I don't know. But even then, I think bringing back animals from the dead in some ways, it's a bad idea. But the thing is, I feel like it's also somewhat of a cool idea because I think people deserve to see animals out there. I get it. You can have pet dogs and boom, you want an animal? Here's a dog. Here's a cat. Here's a hamster. Here's a fish, right? One of the most craziest, underrated, in my opinion, creatures out there. Here's a random fish, right? And even then, like, I feel like everyone's seen that already, right? And not everybody goes to the zoo, by the way. So imagine seeing animals that we've probably never seen before. Animals that we've never heard before. Animals that probably have never been out, like, in public before. Meaning, not, like, literally out, but, like, not well known, okay? Like, animals that are not well known. Imagine these animals being back. Like, really imagine. I think it's going to be one of the most coolest things you could ever see in your entire life. I think in the next 10 years, if they do work on it, I think they're going to improve it so much, especially that we have AI now and all of these stuff. I think we're going to improve it so much to the point where I think animals will probably be in the top, like, right? In the top 10s, right? People's actually going to go out and go in zoos more and more because they see these once extinct creatures and now bringing them back from the dead. Obviously, they're probably going to get old, but even then, that would be cool. Now, I think what's even cooler, okay, and I've always had this thought process, since we're going to Mars, okay, let's say, since we can't bring back the animals, like we can't ship a dog all the way up in space for 7 months, straight to Mars, right? What if we literally make these animals in Mars and actually inhabit Mars? I think that would be also really cool and really cool to think about because even then, Mars would be like inhabitable, like, you know? Like livable, right? Mars would be livable, okay? I can't say that word for some reason, but Mars would be livable, but even then, in my opinion, I do see that, like, maybe one day, let's spice it up a little bit and let's add flies or spiders or mosquitoes. I know people hate those. Or maybe just add, I don't know, dinosaurs. A T-Rex in Mars. You want that? Universe? Boom! I got a T-Rex. I don't know, everything about that I think is just really cool and really awesome. And the fact that we are actually not only making these animals, but we could actually see them in the original behavior. And in my opinion, I do find that so cool in such a crazy way. Again, like I think at the end of the day, I think we're gonna just, you know, science is gonna evolve to the point where it's just going to be cool, right? It's going to be cool. I don't know what it is. I absolutely love the idea that animals from the dead that we haven't seen, that I haven't seen or you haven't seen, is coming back from the dead, and we could probably see these, right? Again, maybe Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, whatever movies you grew up watching, maybe those movies set an example of like what we shouldn't do, but even then, who knows? We could somehow control these animals in some way, not literally whip them or something, but like quite literally like put them in a cage or something and no one gets harmed or anything. But I don't know. But honestly, I do say this, that these animals, if they do bring back from the dead, and if it is successful, it looks really successful now, but if it is successful and if these animals come back from the dead, I think people will probably be more hyped and scared simply because I do see these animals like literally being here forever. I think that'd be one of the most coolest things you could ever see in your entire life. Who knows? Literally, who knows? I mean, hell, there's an animal that you can literally buy on Amazon. It's called the triop, and literally $10. It's a 300 million-year-old animal. Who knows? Maybe we could somehow, some way, find animals like these. You know what I'm saying? Make them and then sell them online, but they could be like in small tanks or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if we find a 300 million-year-old fish? Seriously, it was like really small. It's like, oh my god, let's make these and then let's sell these for aquariums. I think that would be really awesome. Let me know what you guys think, but honestly, in my opinion, I absolutely enjoy the fact that they're bringing back dead animals from the ground up, and we're gonna see it. Anyways, again, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.